views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Hola, everyone. Welcome to Open, the one and only show bringing the best of the Bronx, New York, and the world straight to you. I'm Rhina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche every Friday. Here's what's coming up in today's show. Leading things off, we'll discuss the details behind Bienvenida and Resource Fair held by the Bronx Coalition supporting Hurricane Maria evacuees. After that, we'll sit down with A&E executive producer Julia Carias Linares to learn the inspiration behind her interior creation, JCL Staging and Design. Then we'll talk about the Burgos brothers and share their process behind Checklist, the play. And later on in the show, Bobby C brings us up to date with the latest headlines in the world of sports. And finally, our Open Artist Spotlight features pop artist Paytra performing her latest single, Dangerous, live on set. So sit back y prepárate. All this and more is coming your way because now we are officially open. Hello and welcome to Open, everyone. I'm Rhina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche for the next hour. Always inviting you to get social with us online. That's right. Tweet us and follow us on Instagram at BronxNet TV or like us on Facebook at Open BronxNet Television. And of course, don't forget, while you're there, follow moi on Twitter, Instagram, FB, Snapchat, Insta Stories, LinkedIn at Rhina Valentin. All right, so it's been 6 months since Hurricane Maria hit the island of Puerto Rico, leaving people without electricity, food, shelter, and more. And since then, many people have unfortunately chosen to evacuate Puerto Rico and go to places such as Florida and New York, where some are currently living in shelters. So Puerto Rico is still in need of a lot of aid, as are the evacuees that have migrated here in New York. So here to share details about the resource fair held by the Bronx Coalition supporting Hurricane Maria evacuees, we welcome the Director of Government, Community and Media Relations of Union Community Health Center, Luz Y. Correa, and co-founder of Diaspora XPR, Surey Miranda. Hello and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning, Rhina.
I want to acknowledge you for servicing our people. Because unfortunately, in the main media, our people are being forgotten, and there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. And we won't discuss the political aspect of it. We're going to focus on just the assisting aspect of it. However, Luz, let's just open up with your role with the Bronx Coalition.
Well, good morning, Rhina, and thank you for that comprehensive intro. It is true. It's been 6 months, obviously, but it is true that there are people here in New York City who came here seeking assistance that are still seeking assistance. A lot of those individuals are either in temporary living situations being funded by FEMA benefits right now. Or not. Okay.
Because there are some that are being displaced.
And there are some, quite frankly, that may be doubled up with families here in New York City or living in shelters. So there is a very specific process that you need to go through, very specific criteria that you may need to be able to qualify for FEMA benefits. So I guess the process for accessing benefits is not all that streamlined. And so realizing that there were people here, they were in need, and immediately after the hurricane, a lot of my colleagues and I asked ourselves and each other, what can we do? And so the Bronx Coalition was born.
Okay, and so Sude also, you're the co-founder of Diaspora XPR. So tell us a little bit about that organization, and then we're going to bring it all together at the Bronx Coalition. I had wanted you to introduce yourself as the Director of Government, Community, and Media Relations, but we'll get to that in a second.
Sure.
we get to know you.
So good morning, everyone. Yes, so we co-founded this organization, is Diaspora for Puerto Rico. So a group of friends, we moved here about 5 years ago. And there were a lot of things that we realized during that process. This whole idea of navigating services, what to ask when you go to HRA work centers, the whole language access thing is something that we were very much aware that there was a need for us to provide accurate information, and specifically talking about expectations, because we have a lot of people coming here and they didn't know what to expect. Like sometimes people come here, they're able to find housing, and then they think that housing is something that is available here. So we wanted to make sure that we're able to connect people with servicing organizations. So that is what we started doing. And at some point, I don't know, during the process, I came across Luz. I emailed her. I told her about what we're doing, what were our intentions, because we wanted to create a referral system to refer people to organizations that have specific needs. And that is something that we have been doing. We're in the process of improving and optimizing the system. So it's more seamless. Right now we're doing it, there are 4 of us, but this has been amazing.
Well, I know Luz for very many years, and the only reason I wanted you to introduce yourself to our viewers is because you've done such wonderful work with the community.
Thank you,
And
Rhina.
I personally am proud of your new position and just the work that you continue to do.
Thank you so much.
With organizations such as this. So when you say you moved here, you came from Puerto Rico?
Yes.
Yes. So you know firsthand what's happening over there. So just tell me how many organizations are included in the Bronx Coalition?
So about a month ago, we counted maybe 20 that were coming to meetings. We're hosting a resource fair this Saturday at Hostos Community College. We have up to 60 organizations that are attending.
Nice.
So, this definitely has raised the profile of what we're trying to do, definitely attracted even more organizations. And just like I met Suri very happenstancely, now I've met other leaders of other types of organizations that would like to collaborate, would like to join the coalition in order to be able to grow our reach and for us to be able to provide even more referrals and services.
So these referral and services are primarily for the people who have migrated here to New York. It's not really necessarily to assist the island.
Exactly. So we're concentrating, there's a lot of attention being paid to the island. From our local, let me be very clear, and community-based organizations. And I think here in the Bronx, a lot of our local officials, organizations have really stepped up to the plate. But there is that population that is here that we know has kind of gotten lost in some of the headlines and in some of the priorities. And so that's what we're trying to address, that very specific population.
Yes, and it's important because, again, these people are coming from living in wonderful, beautiful houses in nature, and now they're displaced, homeless, technically, right? And so what could people expect attending this resource fair?
So one of the things that we want to do, and when I say we, I think is the intention of not only like our organization, but all the organizations that are part of this coalition, is creating community. Because we need to provide a sense of an understanding of what are the organizations that are out there, and this resource fair is like kind of that opportunity to amplify the work that organizations are already doing. Because let me tell you something, there's the will of helping people, but sometimes there's like a disconnect between people that need the services with people that are providing the services. So this is an opportunity to convene people together, resource providers, as well as people that are looking for services.
So basically, when they go into Hostos, this is all going to be set up in the atrium. Is there going to be a speaking portion on the stages
So
as
we're
well?
set up in the gymnasium, it starts at 10. At 12 o'clock, we'll start a program. Sure will be there as well, and she's going to speak about diaspora. We want to spread the word about Diaspora X and what they're doing, because it's very important that if people are considering coming to New York, even after 6 months after the hurricane, or are here and don't know where to turn, that they connect with organizations like hers that then can connect them to resources in the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, wherever they may be.
Just if I can,
Sure, of
can
course.
say something. I think that at some point over the summer, we're going to see an uptick of people coming here. We have continued to receive people that are requesting more information, and specifically they're waiting for their children to finish school to move. So we are prepared to see an influx of more people
Right.
at some point over the year.
Right, and you left me with a hangnail there with the school situation, but we're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into that. Right now, we're all about assisting the ones that are fleeing over here that need to figure out where to start all over again.
Absolutely.
All right, so once again, this is happening.
Saturday at Hostos Community College, 10 to 5 p.m. I should mention that aside from a program, we're also having a workshop on mental wellness. We know that a lot of people are suffering from issues having to do with PTSD, panic attacks, depression, anxiety related to their situation. They left a lot behind, including people that they love and what they knew as their lives. So we want to address mental health as well because it's so important. And it's not just for the Maria evacuees. We are trying to raise awareness and the consciousness of our community as a whole, so everyone is welcome.
Wonderful, wonderfully said. Thank you, Luz. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure.
Un placer.
Un placer.
Un placer.
And good for you. Thanks for stepping up.
Thank you for
And thank you for giving us this time and this platform, Rhina.
Absolutely. It's important that we all come together. And yes, let's raise the consciousness of humanity.
Yes.
Indeed.
Gotcha. All right, you guys, once again, Bienvenida and Resource Fair is taking place on Saturday, March 24th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Hostos Community College, which is located at 450 Grand Concourse. And for more information, you can find them on Facebook at Bronx Coalition supporting Hurricane Maria evacuees. Okay, we're taking a quick break, but coming up, we'll learn about a unique interior partnership staging homes when we return.
And I can't change, even if I try, even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Love is kind. Love is patient.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Hello and welcome back to Open. Don't forget, we're always inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at BronxNet TV, and while you're there, tweet me too at Rhina Valentin. Okay, so our next guest is a multitasking executive producer managing various projects, wearing various hats. But together with her husband, they birthed, not a child yet, the creative vision to stage and design serene spaces for clients as JCL Staging and Design. And joining us now to share more, we welcome A&E executive producer and founder of JCL Staging and Design, Julia Carias Linares. Hi.
Hi. You know, I don't know, for some reason, welcome. Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
here. I've just decided to start calling you Julia, right? And it's Julia.
It's both, whatever you want to, yeah.
I think it's because when you introduced me to your husband, he started speaking to me in Spanish, so I was like, oh, vamos a llamarla Julia. But welcome, and thank you for being here with us.
Oh my goodness, thank you for having me. I've been following your work, and it's just amazing, and I feel honored to be here today.
Well, we're honored that you found the time to be here and with all these projects you have going on. So before we get into JCL, let's talk a little bit about your day-to-day responsibilities and how being in the realm of television led you to doing staging.
Yeah, sure. So I work for A&E Network, specifically for the FYI channel, which used to be the old biography channel. And I was part of the core team that relaunched that channel, which is a lifestyle. So we do a little bit of food, a little bit of home, and some relationship shows. But I've always been obsessed with home shows, and I've been watching home shows, for a very long time, and just sort of, learning what looks great, what's trending. And so about a year and a half ago, we did a show with Wayfair. And once the show ended, they brought in a lot of the furniture and for the employees. And anything that was raised from the furniture sale went to charity. And so I did a lot of shopping that day because obviously it was, crazy prices. And so I realized that I love that stuff. And I remember telling my husband, I'm like, I think I want a staging company. And he was like, what, are you crazy? Are you nuts? With what time? You have as if you don't have enough on your plate. And so that very same year, which was towards the end of the year, like maybe a month later, I went to my cousin, who's a contractor, and he had just finished renovating his home, and his wife is a broker, a real estate broker. And I said to him, you know what, Prima, would love to have a staging a staging company. And he basically, within 2 weeks, he had recommended me, and I bid for a job, got the job, and it was just surreal because it's one of those things like that you have to be careful what you throw out to the universe because you just might get it.
Right.
Right.
Thankful for you, right?
Right. And so, but how do I start? So I put my producer hat on, and I was able to figure it out. I bid it, and I was so blessed because it wasn't just a home; it was $1 million listing.
Nice.
And so yes, so ever since then we've been doing that type of caliber homes.
So just break down to our viewers what staging is versus I guess going into a full-fledged interior design, although you offer that as well.
Right, that's correct. So what happens is there's a need, and this is a new industry, but what realtors and home folks that were selling their homes realize is that when you furnish a place, it just gives the potential buyer a vision. And statistically, data shows that a home that stays on the market less time. So, in other words, it just sells faster. And part of it is, when a person walks into an empty space, it's very hard for an individual to really envision how things will be placed in that space. Right. But also, it gives you a sense of the size of the room, scaling the room. A lot of times the space looks a lot smaller when it's empty, believe it or not.
Right.
So
also you give them a sense of what kind of furniture goes in there.
Right.
And then there's the really delicious part of this story. You're partnered with your husband.
Yes.
How is that?
It's been, very interesting. I think that it has allowed us to work together, and it's just, one of those things that we don't have children yet, so this is an opportunity to work together. He's just so supportive, whatever I need.
Well, so we're going to look at some images, and I wanted to just talk a little bit about what inspired these looks, I guess.
Sure.
Whenever you guys are ready, we're happy to look at them.
Right.
It's really nice to.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, as you can see, the scale of the rooms are a lot more. You can see that this is my work. Yeah. So some of the top images are the before,
and the bottom are the afters. So when staging, I try to stay with light colors because you're trying to appeal to multiple different types of buyers.
So what role do you play versus your husband?
So I am sort of the person that speaks to the client. The initial contact is with me, and the design, and he is my support. He helps me,
execute it.
Correct.
He has carpentry and all of that.
Oh yeah.
In his background, so he has his own vision as well.
Right.
And you can sketch it, and then he actually brings it to life.
And a lot of times he will say, well, I think that it should be maybe this color or this type of furniture. And at the beginning, it's a little tough because I have my vision, but I realized that a lot of times what he's saying to me, it makes sense. He's been around me long enough.
No, it's great. I think it's wonderful. I'm always curious about marriages being work partners as well.
I mean, sometimes things get a little tense because I have my vision, but he's really great about supporting, and at the end of the day, I tend to win.
That's right, girl.
Well, he knows that I have a sense of design, and so he trusts me and he supports me.
And it's also the sign of a caballero.
Right.
Es un caballero.
Exactly.
And so I want to just mention before we go that we are both 100 Hispanic women members.
Yes.
And while we've known each other for very many years, it's been nice reconnecting through that I guess platform.
Right.
And while I work with the New York or the national chapter, you're with the Westchester chapter, and I understand that you also have some events coming up, right?
Yeah, so we have our Latina Leadership Forum, which is an opportunity for the organization to give out scholarships for young women who are entering the college space. And so that day we honor some of these young women and celebrate them. And so it's exciting. It's April 20th at the Radisson Hotel in Westchester, and it's from 10:30 to 3 p.m. So I invite everyone who can make it. I mean, it's for a great cause. We want to support these young women and let them know that there is a community behind them.
Yes, lovely. Well said. And so before we go, with JCL Staging, what is the process of someone, I guess, hiring your services?
Sure. So they contact us, we assess, we do an intake form, we assess what they need. It often is brokers, but sometimes it's direct clients.
So that's for you realtors out there watching, right? That was a hint for you realtors watching.
And we assess the space, and we figure out. It's always very important to figure out the clientele that is going through in that particular neighborhood, the building. So we try to stay true to that, the design of the space, the exterior as well as the interior. So when we make our plan, our design plan, it's always all those pieces are taken into account. And then we facilitate and execute the vision. And so it's usually a 3-month process, a 3-month program period, where from beginning to end is usually 3 months that we provide our services, and of course it can be extended for an additional month.
And you're available throughout the entire tri-state?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah, sure.
Want to make sure.
Sure.
You guys, all right.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Julia.
Yes, and follow us on Instagram, JCL Staging. We're on Facebook, and you can also follow me at Julia Carias on all the handles: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You guys, once again, for consultation or services from JCL Staging and Design, you can visit jclstaging.com. Also, got to mention the Latino Leadership Forum and Scholarship Award Luncheon that's being held by the 100 Hispanic Women Westchester chapter is taking place once again on Friday, April 20th from 10:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Radisson Hotel, which is located at 1 Radisson Plaza in New Rochelle. To purchase tickets, please visit bit.ww/Latino Leadership Forum. All right, so in addition to that, we
in keeping in the spirit, I should say, of Women's History Month, this Saturday, March 24th, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., CB7 is holding their second annual Women's Empowerment Summit, in which yours truly will be serving on a panel in the company of powerful women sharing their secrets of success. Registration is taking place at Lehman College Faculty Dining Room. There is limited seating. Register at secondwes.eventbrite.com. All right, happy Women's History Month. Okay, we got to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll hear about Checklists, the play, that is. Don't go anywhere.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
Love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... Aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate, and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason. Because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good stir. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
If you want to stay in the know about the latest happenings en español, check out Diálogo Abierto, BronxNet's own Spanish show, Wednesdays, 6:30 p.m. on Channel 67. The latest in news, arts, culture, politics, and what's going on in your neighborhood. Diálogo Abierto, the best way to stay connected in Spanish. See you there. Te esperamos.
Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. You know, always inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at BronxNet TV. And while you're there, tweet me too at Rhina Valentin. All right, so the Burgos brothers, a family duo making dreams into reality with, well, a romantic comedy which is called Checklists. And the story itself focuses on different types of relationships and highlights the decisions people make when dealing with love. And here to share more, we welcome a director and producer, Wally Burgos.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
It's a family affair.
Yes, it is.
It's a family affair.
You never acted before?
No.
Oh,
no, I'm kidding. No, those are my origins. Those are my origins. I'm a thespian.
I see it.
You can tell. You can tell. I can help myself. And especially with your inspirational story. Let's talk a little bit about, I opened up with Family Affair, about the relationship amongst the brothers, right? Because this entire production has been conceived and produced by the Burgos brothers.
Brothers
and
sisters.
how many, oh, and sisters too. All right, so give us a breakdown of how many of you there are.
Well, there's three boys and one girl. And, we have the youngest brother. He does all the behind the stage work, the producing, the management, and he handles that. My oldest brother is the one that started us off with writing. I followed his footsteps. He's the older brother, and like my idol, I don't have no problem with saying that still to this day too. And he was writing, so I started writing. My sister always was writing. We've always been into entertainment hard. And now my niece has a movie out herself, and she's also in the play. We just put her in the play also. So my daughter does directing, behind the camera work also. So we just, we're trying to be the next Wayans or something like that.
The Wayans?
Yes,
the Wayans? Yeah, no, sounds like a plan.
That.
So that when you guys were younger, you used to put on like presentations for your family and stuff?
A little bit, not too much, but
So this came later as you
This came later, but
evolved
always been
into
fans.
teenagehood.
Like my Aunt Renee, like she's the one that really got us into entertainment, like with the TV shows, Taxi or Cheers and things like that. Jeffersons, of course, and she just had us all into it, and we've been glued to the TV and film ever since. So
So I understand Checklist was originally supposed to be a film, and you made it into a play due to budgetary constraints.
Definitely.
However, you still got it mounted.
Did
So
your
let's talk
homework.
about Checklist, the play.
Yeah, it's a beautiful play. It's a romantic comedy that, like you said, we wanted to do as a movie, but I had a talk with one of my friends, and he's into the entertainment field, and he told me, you got to find your own lane, because I told him, I said, I'm going to Spike Lee's house, I'm going to Tyler Perry's house, I'm banging on their door, they're going to read my play, they're going to read my script. And he said, don't do it that way. He said, make your own lane, create your own lane, and I didn't understand what he meant by that at first, but I thought about it that night, and I said, oh.
Apparently, we got background music like to back you up, you know.
That sounds like that Checklist music.
It sounds like that Checklist music.
Yeah.
No, well, but I do want to share with you, right? Being a thespian myself, sometimes it's good to actually work it out before processing it through the film aspect, right?
Definitely.
And so, I mean, even though I said due to budgetary constraints, right? Because it costs a lot to make the
yes.
film, whereas the play aspect of it, you can raise the funds to make the film and test the waters and work out whatever kinks need to be worked out.
Definitely.
And so I understand that you guys have been doing a really phenomenal job selling out.
Yes, we sold out all 5 shows. This will be our 6th show coming up. We did 4 here in Lehman, where we should have never left Lehman. We love Lehman. Lehman been real good to us, and we're on our 6th show now, and hopefully we have like 120 tickets left so far for this next show. So I think it's going to be a sellout again, and it's next
Yeah,
week.
because the 1100 Theater is a lot of seats, right?
500,
500.
So we're definitely impressed by that.
That's
definitely.
what's up.
Yeah,
That's
very
lovely.
Humble, very
That's
humbled
lovely.
by that.
So tell us a little bit about the storyline.
Well, it's a romantic comedy. It's about a female named Jessica, where she has a checklist, like what all women and males have, a checklist on how they want their man to be or how you want your woman to be, have these credentials. So Jessica has a checklist. And she's also from a big family. She has a family of 5 siblings. All of them are married except her. So she has a lot of pressure on her to get married. So the whole play is her being, pressured to get married, and also some obstacles and some stereotypes that we tackle in the play. So you gotta really come see it. I don't like to give out too much.
No,
of the
I feel
plot.
you. I saw we just showed them a little clip, but let's talk about the racial aspect of it,
Right.
Because it's a biracial relationship,
Right.
and then of course we've got a lot of racial issues going on within our society. When at the end of the day, we're all going to be one color.
Definitely.
A couple of years later, we're all going to be one color.
Definitely.
Whether people want to realize it or not.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
That's why that was important to me, to touch on the stereotypes of, different cultures and why we don't, relate with each other or have relations with each other. And I just wanted to tackle that topic because I think it's silly at the end of the day, And I
So
think
it's more
silly.
about the culture, not the race.
Yeah, it's more about the culture, not the race, But we tackle both of the issues, you know what I'm saying? We send messages through the whole play, in a comedy way also, and in a positive way, you know what I'm saying? So, it's real fun. It's real fun. We really enjoy it. Yes.
It looks fun. And you guys look really happy about your accomplishments. I can read it through your energy. And so how many
Appreciate
cast
that.
members do you have?
22 cast members.
Wow, that's a big cast.
Yeah. As soon as I was doing the play, like, the directors would come in and watch us rehearsal, and they all would tell me, like 3 of them told me, the cast is too big. But I wanted to tell a story. I'm like, no, they have to be in it because I have to tell a story, So everybody plays a huge part.
Yeah, that's
So-
the film director in you, right?
Yeah,
Because you're like,
yeah.
I don't want
Yeah,
an actor
yeah.
playing multiple roles because I want to see the character as they are.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so
But I've learned, though, doing this because in a play, it's some people that's only in the first half of the play that does so well in the play, and then you're like, wow, I should have wrote more for them to be in the end, towards the end of the play, but you don't know that as you're going through the process, but I've learned, you know what I'm saying? So I know the next time, when you got the special actors that's in the first half, you better push them to the back also. So we're learning as we go.
yeah, and you guys are, again, have been granted this opportunity to work it out while mounting it. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. All right, so how much longer is this, when is it running?
It's on March 31st, Saturday, it's running, and like I said, it's still tickets on Eventbrite, checklist to play, or you can call 646-244-8417 if you want tickets, and like I said, it's only 120 left. Probably, we 45 and 35, so it's orchestra seats and mezzanine. I think the orchestra seats only like 27 of those left, so, if y'all want to come, just please call and hurry up and get these tickets.
And what do you think they're going to leave with?
Oh, just positive, a lot of positive energy and positive vibes, and
Yeah, but it has an urban
change their
flavor,
mind.
right? So you're like coming in, like
Definitely.
from here, like being
Definitely.
from an urban community,
Definitely.
yeah, spreading words of positivity and embracing diversity.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I just summed it up for you, right?
You'll love it. Yes. Entertainment through the whole play.
And of course, there's laughter. Who doesn't love laughter?
Huge laughter.
Yeah.
Huge laughter through the
All
whole play.
right. So where do you guys see yourselves going from here?
Oh, all the way up. Like I said, no.
All the way up.
Yeah, all the way
I'm
up.
like your singing background today.
Yeah, we into everything. So we want to do TV shows. We want to do some more plays, movies, and we got scripts already done. Like I said, my niece is already she worked on a film already called Prado that I know probably a lot of people's familiar with. So we working already, and we just want to keep moving, We love it.
Love it. Because it's Wally's world.
Yes.
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 Can you tell? I research everybody,
Yes,
so I know everything about
I
you.
see. That's dope.
Thank you so much for coming through.
Pleasure.
Just the fact that you guys are family-oriented business is inspiring within itself. So
I want to work with you.
Already?
I want to work with you.
All
Definitely.
right now.
Definitely.
All right, we got to talk about that off
Yeah, no
camera.
auditions neither. You got the job. I want to work with you. You got it. You got it.
All right, Wally.
Thanks
Awesome.
for
Don't go
having me.
nowhere.
Okay.
Not yet.
All
All
right.
right. Because I got to make sure that they get the details behind Checklist, the play. Thanks for being here. The Burgos Brothers. All right. Once again, Checklist, the play will be performed in the Lovinger Theater at Lehman College, which is located at 240 Bedford Park Boulevard in the Bronx. For tickets, visit eventbrite.com/checklist-the-play tickets. All right, and there you have it. Stay tuned because Bobby C's weekly sports roundup is coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
150 over 90.
180 over 111.
160 over 110. I had a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure looks like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a stroke are far from invisible or silent. If you've come off your treatment plan, get back on it or talk with your doctor to create an exercise, diet, and medication plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
We begin on the college basketball hardwood where my bracket is long extinguished. Thank you, UMBC, for becoming the first 16 seed on the men's side to knock off a number one. Down went Virginia, my eventual national champion, far earlier than I could have ever expected. But thankfully, I wasn't the only one. That upset pretty much destroyed every single bracket in the country. Cavs fan or not, Michigan State, a trendy pick, followed suit, as did North Carolina. Only my boys from the Big East, Villanova, are still alive in my Final Four. And of course, I didn't have them repeating this year. Oh well. If March Madness has educated us once again this spring, it's that miracles do happen. Look no further than number 11 seed Loyola Chicago behind number 1 fan sister Jean Dolores Schmidt. The Ramblers pulled out a heart-pounding 69-68 final in the year of the Cinderella. Talk about heavenly inspiration. A team that hadn't even qualified for the NCAA tournament since 1985 now sits 40 skinny minutes against fellow upstart and number 9 seed Kansas State after K-State pulled a surprise of its own against Kentucky 61-58 from going to the Final Four. If you're keeping tabs, there's Kansas Clemson, West Virginia Nova, Purdue Texas Tech, and of course, that one New York team that I doubt anyone expected to be doing what it's doing. Iona fell to Duke, but maybe Syracuse can continue to wear that Cinderella slipper. Here's more as we go from the Sweet 16 to the Elite Eight. Jim Boeheim's 2-3 zone has made a statement this March. The last time these two teams met 1 month ago, the final was 66-44 Duke. Michigan and Florida State rolled into the Elite Eight. Michigan dismantled Texas A&M 99-72, while Florida State toppled Gonzaga 75-60. In other college hoops news, Rhode Island's Dan Hurley took URI deep into the NCAA tournament and now will be the new head coach for UConn. The last 2 years at URI, he was terrific. Now he'll have a chance to bring the Huskies back to national prominence. He leaves URI for Storrs, Connecticut. And how about one former Husky, the Bronx's own Kimball Walker? Last night, he was locked in. The Charlotte Hornets star poured in a game-high 46 in only 3 quarters. One night after teammate Dwight Howard registered 32 points and 30 rebounds in a win over Brooklyn, Walker made history in his own right. His outburst occurred in only 28 minutes, which is the fewest minutes a player has needed to score 45 or more points since the advent of the shot clock in 1954-55, according to the Elias Sports Bureau. Kimba now has more 30-point games than anyone else in Hornets history, surpassing former All-Star Glenn Rice. Walker has done it 55 times. The 27-year-old has been a bright spot in a down season for Charlotte. I would still love to see the Knicks try and get Kimba at some point. It looks like the orange and blue could be in position to acquire another explosive guard when the NBA draft unfolds in June. Oklahoma star Trae Young has declared for the draft, and he's expected to go in that 8-9 range where the Knicks are currently slated to pick. Young told ESPN's First Take, "If I'm able to get drafted by the New York Knicks, it would be a blessing." Being in the basketball mecca, that's one of the biggest markets in the NBA league, if not the biggest. I feel like what I went through all this year with all the media, the criticism, the ups and downs, I feel like that prepared me for this situation like this, and I'd be able to handle it. I think I'd be ready. If I'm blessed enough to be able to play in New York City, I would be honored, and I would be willing to get to work and help that franchise win. The Knicks, who drafted guard Frank Ntilikina with the 8th pick last June, are currently projected to select 9th in the 2018 draft. From the NFL, Giants GM Dave Gettleman means business. He is trading away everyone from Big Blue. Thursday, it was Jason Pierre-Paul. Pierre-Paul is joining a revamped defensive line in Tampa Bay as the Bucs acquired the veteran defensive end and a 4th-round pick from the Giants in exchange for 2 picks. While Pierre-Paul would have had a $17.5 million salary cap charge in 18 with the Giants, the Bucs salary cap charge is only $12.5 million. The G-men appear to be leaning toward Penn State running back Saquon Barkley if they don't fall for another QB or draft North Carolina defensive end Bradley Chubb. But all things are possible. The Jets have been wheeling and dealing themselves. They traded up from number 6 to number 3 in the draft and also signed wide receiver Terrell Pryor on Thursday. The Jets' We Need a Quarterback tour will remain in Los Angeles. They did yesterday for a private workout with UCLA's Josh Rosen. Team brass also attended Sam Darnold's pro day at USC. Today, the tour moves to Wyoming for Josh Allen's pro day, followed by a Saturday stop in Oklahoma for a private workout with Baker Mayfield. From the sounds of it, Darnold is going number 1 to the Cleveland Browns. Teddy Bridgewater claimed he's still capable of performing at a high level and will embrace a crowded Jets quarterback situation. And speaking to the New York media for the first time since signing a contract with the Jets, rookie QBs weren't the only ones tossing passes for NFL scouts this week. Former Heisman winner Johnny Manziel threw to receivers at the University of San Diego's pro day on Thursday. 13 NFL teams had scouts in attendance. Scouts from those 13 teams were there to watch Manziel throw. The Browns, New England Patriots, Chicago Bears, Los Angeles Chargers, the New York Giants, the Kansas City Chiefs, the New York Jets, the Oakland Raiders, the Tennessee Titans, the Detroit Lions, the Jacksonville Jaguars, Carolina, and Tampa Bay were all represented. From the baseball diamond, Rafael Montero's season is likely over as the Mets right-hander has suffered a complete tear of his UCL and will probably need Tommy John surgery. The Mets officially open at Citi Field next Thursday. They'll face the St. Louis Cardinals. Aaron Boone considered Jordan Montgomery's pitch-efficient 6-inning, 61-pitch outing a good one on Thursday. He said it was a good step as Montgomery gets ready to start New York's home opener April 2nd. The Bronx Bombers open their season in Toronto next week before coming home. Reigning National League MVP John Carlos Stanton said he has calibrated his expectations for the magnified nature of performing well or poorly in the Big Apple. MLB is working to finalize a Yankees-Red Sox series in London in 2019. That would be the league's first regular season games in Europe, the Associated Press reported. In the UFC, Dana White said this week that we won't see Demetrius Johnson against TJ Dillashaw. White said the fight was never concrete and that TJ is currently injured. Legendary boxer Floyd Mayweather is reportedly working out in the octagon. I would expect to see Mayweather-McGregor resurface here, this time as an MMA fight. In racing, the F1 season will open this Sunday in Australia. You can watch on ESPN2 at 1 a.m. We hit the C-list for an exclusive interview with Max Pierce, the dark horse of next week's NCAA Slam Dunk Championship. The fans of the Bronx, New York City, and all across the country have spoken, and Tuckahoe, New York's Max Pierce is the winner of the Dark Horse Dunker. He's heading to the State Farm Slam Dunk Championships in San Antonio, Texas next week, and he joins us on the show. Max, thank you so much for taking the time. So excited for you. A standout at Purchase College in Purchase, New York. How does this feel? Talk about the experience and what you're looking forward to.
It feels great. You know, it was kind of eye-opening to see the network of support that I really had. I didn't think it runs that deep, and you know, I'm proud of everyone that, you know, stepped out and pretty much shared the link and helped vote when I didn't think they were going to do that. So yeah, now it's time to prepare and just try to do my best to represent everyone that supported.
So Intersport, which also works with ESPN, every year what they do is they have a Dark Horse Dunker competition, which is an online media contest that puts together 16 Dark Horse Dunkers, basically guys that you may never have heard of. You get to be one of them. Which one was the one that probably scared you the most?
Easily the semifinal round. We only won by 0.8% or something like that. And we didn't get that until 42 minutes left or something like that, so we were just trying to hold on.
Max, you've drawn a lot of inspiration from some of the game's best dunkers. I know that you've talked about guys like Vince Carter and Nate Robinson. Is there one guy that you lean more towards?
Vince definitely inspired me first. He was the one that I was watching YouTube videos. I would literally go, rain or shine, I would go outside to my backyard and try to do every single dunk that I could remember him doing. I remember exactly where I was when Nate won his first contest. They both have a huge impact on my passion for dunking the basketball.
Right now on the show, we wanted to take a quick pause in the action to check out this video of Max and some of the stuff that he can do with a basketball in hand. This is as big as it gets for Purchase College, a State University of New York school, to be on the national stage on ESPN2 Live, to have a representative again amongst all of these other Division I guys.
I'm trying to wrap my head around that. I've been trying to do that for about a week now, almost a week. But I'm excited because, again, this has been my dream, and you know, now that it's coming true, it's not time to shy away from it, and you know, I want to try and get a win for everyone.
I think the fans at home will be rooting for you in San Antonio because you are not only the dark horse and the underdog, but you're a really well-rounded young man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'll be in San Antonio. You can tune in Thursday night live on ESPN2 at 9 p.m. Good luck to Max. We'll be back with more Open after this. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C.
We are together. And for the last 20 years, we have been building on a vision to share our views, our voices on our channels. We are the Bronx. We are BronxNet.
back to Open, everyone. You know, always inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at BronxNet TV, and while you're there, tweet me too at Rhina Valentin. Our Open Artist Spotlight this week features a pop artist who hailed all the way from Michigan to New York City to pursue her dreams. The quadruplet sensation, right? Not the triple threat. Woo woo. Draws influence from Detroit rock and rap to Brooklyn hip hop and 90s R&B, and she now owns and operates her own publishing company and is releasing her first debut album. And joining us now to tell us more, we welcome Paytra.
Hi.
Hashtag Little Red.
I wonder why, right? I don't know.
Love.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
We're happy to have you
Yes.
here. Happy Women's History Month.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
You too. I love everything you're doing and all these amazing women here today.
Yes, no, but you know what got me was like, oh, she owns her own stuff. Let's talk a little bit about your process.
So, I mean, I was a young girl joining the music industry, which already is not an easy thing. I've gone through a lot with managers and just people taking advantage and taking my music and just, I mean, making me feel like I had nothing. Like I couldn't write my music. I couldn't have any creative control whatsoever. And to me, growing up, like music is what I found my confidence and my passion and really meaning, you know? So to have somebody take that away, to take that power away, it was more, you know? So after I got enough, I guess I got to the point where I just said, you know what? I'm not happy. Take everything, you know? Like take everything, all my music, whatever you need. I will start over and I will do it as Paytra, as myself. I want to control because if I can't create music,
it's a little more challenging to do things independently.
It is.
But in the end, what the reward is that you own it and you get to do whatever you want with that.
Right. So I did.
And you don't have to be at the mercy of someone else's decisions.
At the mercy and to just be in any place to not be able to create what you want to do. As an artist, that's the worst feeling.
I know, to be like, it's like being in shackles,
Yeah,
right? It's like, oh, you can't move because that's not the right move to make. So now you make your own decisions.
I opened up my publishing company last year, so now when I write music, 'cause I do write my music, I play the piano, I create a lot of the tracks.
That's why you're a quadruple, right? It's like
that might be the fourth. That might be the fourth. I don't know. I'm kidding. But when I did that, it basically gives me the ownership of the publishing side as well as the songwriting side and whoever I collaborate with on the production music side, because I like working with lots of different people. So, I mean, I control the content, I own it, I release it. It's on iTunes, Spotify, whatever, but it's through me, so it feels good.
Even your YouTube stuff is directed by you. I'm like, oh my gosh, she really,
she
really wants to be in control.
Yeah, and I work closely. I actually brought my good friend director, Get Right Here, and he helps me a lot too. So I get to choose who I collaborate with. And I like having good people around me, good vibes, and yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, you should feel good. Good
feels
for
pretty
you.
good. Thank
for
you.
you. And so we're going to get a taste of your single. However, before we get to that, let's talk to me a little bit about the album that you're going to be doing. It's going to be your first album.
It is.
Yeah.
So, Dangerous is what I'm going to perform. That was my single. The video is on YouTube. My YouTube is Paytra13. That video is awesome. But coming up, on my birthday, April 8th, I'm releasing a song called Hater. It's my first collaboration, I think, ever, with another girl out of New York. And following that, I have a EP album. I don't know how many songs are going to be on it yet. I'm writing every day. My living room is a studio. I took it over. So, I mean, in terms of when that's being released, I'm aiming for the end of the summer.
Because you're like, I took it over. She's like, well, that hat took it over, right? Because it's supposed to be my living quarters.
It was supposed to be a living room.
Right.
But now it's a studio. So, I mean.
The inner battle. No, you're like, I took it over. I'm like, well, isn't that your living room?
Well.
Technically, it is yours
it's
already.
It's my living room, bedroom, kitchen, studio.
Got it. You make your magic happen, and you do it whatever way you need to that allows you to just manifest.
Yes.
Good for you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, of course. All right. So where can people learn more about you?
So you can go to my website, www.paytramusic.com. That has links to everything, but my favorite platform is Instagram, and that's Paytra, Paytra _ # Little Red, as she has said. And Twitter at Paytra Gessler. yeah, so through that you can find all my music and YouTube, Paytra13.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. You're fun. You're
Thank
fun.
you.
And no, I love your variety. Yes, my favorite is the black and white one though. I'm not gonna lie. You're not gonna give us a taste of that. You guys are gonna have to go to Instagram and check out her YouTube channel in order to see what I'm talking about. So we do have to take a quick break, but when we come back, Paytra is going to perform her latest single, Dangerous. Don't go anywhere. Hello, welcome back to Open, everyone. Now here to perform her single, Dangerous. Please put your hands together for Paytra.
Give you that look, you know what I mean. I'm dangerous, and I'm feeling kinda mean. I'm so sexy. Woo! Got me feeling so. This beat got me hey, feeling kinda. I know you know I'm not the one to mess with tonight. I'll give you that sweetheart look and an attitude tonight. Hey, I'm not saying don't talk to me, I'm just saying take it. I go sour and sweet real fast, baby. I'm feeling so. I'm feeling so dangerous. I don't play not at all. I know what I want, and I want it right now. Hey, ooh. If I don't ask you what, don't tell me your opinion on my life. No, 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 no. Got me feeling so. This beat got me. Feeling kinda. I know you know I'm not the one to mess with tonight. Hey, I'll give you that sweetheart look and an attitude tonight. I'm not saying don't talk to me, I'm just saying take care. I go sour and sweet real fast, baby. I'm feeling so. I'm feeling so dangerous. You know me, I do what I please. I'm a dangerous one. See, everybody wanna be up in the way today. I'm trying to keep it all turned down, trying to not be loud, so don't find out that I am. I know you know I'm not the one to mess with tonight. I'll give you that sweetheart look and an attitude tonight. I'm not saying don't talk to me, I'm just saying take it. I go sour to sweet real fast, baby. I'm feeling so. I'm feeling so dangerous. Ow! Thank you. Thank you so much, BronxNet.
Woo! Yes. Dangerous. Yes.
Little Red, Fuego. All right, you guys, for more information on Paytra's upcoming album, visit PaytraMusic.com. That is our show today, mi gente. Thanks to all our guests for coming through, and to you, our viewers, for tuning in. If you missed any part of the show, you can check out the recablecast tonight and 24 hours a day at BronxNet.tv. I'm Rhina Valentin, feeling dangerous. And from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide paz, prosperity, y amor. To all of our Irish friends, happy Irish Heritage Month. And to all the ladies in the house, happy Women's History Month. Adios. Yes.